What's good people? Hey, Vets, let's talk. I got a special guest in front of the formation today. Sergeant First Class Ernesto Diaz. Before we get started, man, I'd like you guys to like, share, and subscribe, man. HBO special. Help a brother out. Y'all know what it is. Hey, how you doing today, bro?
Hey, doing pretty good, bro.
That's
man,
good.
It's always good to see you doing good, man.
I'm
it
trying.
Makes me feel good when I see my people doing good, man. Going out there doing great things and not struggling. You know, it's hard out there. I know it's hard out there, bro, but seeing you and your wife, man, it makes me happy to see you guys doing good, bro.
Well,
seriously. Makes me happy.
Thank you. That makes me feel good to hear you say that, brother. Like little warm fuzzies on the inside. How the family doing, bro?
Oh, bro, they're doing great, man. In fact, I got the grandkids up here with me this week, man. So I got the grandkids visiting me, and you know, every time they're here, it's like, you know, they're like, man, it's like my anchor. They keep me set, man. You know, when the world's all messed up and everything like that, you look at them, it's like, damn, that's what it's all for right there.
Right.
That's what it's all for.
You've been traveling so much, you had all them employments, and you retire, and you just think you by yourself because your son's gone, right? He's out of the house.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're all gone. They're all, well, in fact, they live down in the valley. He's I guess like a campaign manager. He's in politics, man.
Wow.
Him and his wife both do politics. So, you know, they've been busy these last few weeks. Both their candidates did good. My daughter's candidate won her election, whatever. And my son's was an underdog, but they still forced what they call like a runoff or something. I try to listen. I try to pay attention, but you know, politics.
Yeah.
It's not me, man. You know, but I listen to like be cool and stuff like that. I don't want to be rude. And I'm happy for them. That's what they like and that's what they do. But yeah, they do good though.
That's good. So the grandkids keep you real grounded. Hey, you don't be getting no free work out of them jokers, do you?
I don't know if it's free. Because you know, hey, Tata, can we go to Chick-fil-A? Tata, can we go to Walmart? Can we go here? Can we go to Barnes and Noble? So It's not free. So you know, it's all good.
Let's go. Okay, let's
go ahead, man.
Let's jump off in these questions real quick, man. Hey, do you remember where you were during 9/11? You know, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story.
Oh, bro, we were in Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. And, you know, that's the time back there is way back because you know, like 6 hours behind the rest of the country or 4 hours. I don't know how long, but we were in the field in Hawaii. I think the Kahukus or the Kualoas out there somewhere. And then they woke us up and gave us the briefing and said, hey, someone just attacked New York. The Twin Towers were hit. The Pentagon was hit. You know, people are just bombing. There's like thousands of people dead. The towers are down. I said, damn, we wrote up this scenario for this war games. That's messed up. And they said, nah, bro, it's real, man. It's real. What the heck? So we had to pack everything up. And we were trying to go on post. They wouldn't let us on post. So they were diverting everybody off to a side road. And they had on the beach over there, it was one of the beaches out there. They had a triple strand Casino wire out there. They had MPs out there, well, with the weapons and everything. And we had to go into like the Casino wire compound and hang out there until they sorted out everything on post to make sure we could get on post to make sure everything was good because nobody knew what was going on, man. And of course, we've been in the field for a week and a half. We had no idea what was going on with the real world. And finally, we got there and someone had one of those old-fashioned emergency radios where you crank it to get the battery and everything like that.
Right.
Started listening to the news on that. You have like 40 people around this tiny little hand cranked radio listening to the news, and it was messed up. So what they did was we had like 4 people who were from New York, 2 from actual New York City, and one of them, their dads worked like near the Trade Center, worked at one of the buildings near the trades, not the trade centers. So they took those 4 guys and they took him. I don't know where they took him. You know, we didn't see him for like another month and a half because they ended up going on emergency leave and stuff.
Oh wow.
But yeah, but no, that was messed up because we're in the field. I don't know. I can't remember if it was Kahukas or Kualoas. Either way, it was some mountain range up there. We were busting trails. And they brought us all back down to the beach, man. I remember couldn't go on post for like 2 days. So, you know, we're all trying to call our family. You know, my son and my wife got locked on post.
Wow.
She couldn't go to work. She worked down in downtown Waikiki. So she couldn't go to work. I can go on post. And we didn't know what was going on for those first couple of days, man. It was kind of rough, man. It was kind of rough. But, you know, when we're in Hawaii and we felt that's in New York. And, you know, you felt that personal connection and stuff. Like, first it was like, wow, did that really happen? And then it's like, that's messed up. Who did it, man? It's like everyone's all angry and stuff. And, you know, I don't know. It was just Yeah, I was in Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, on a field problem exercise when we heard, man, when we heard, and they took us all back to the rear.
Wow. Is your wife still in police force?
Oh yeah, she's still busting the mean streets of Waco up there, man.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
that's amazing. I'd like to probably get her on here one day and talk about her experience as a police officer. You know, we all
Oh,
been
bro.
in this circle.
Yeah. It's like she comes home, and of course, you know how it is. You got to vent to somebody. You got to talk to someone who understands something. You got to talk to people.
Right.
So she always comes home and tells a story. You wouldn't believe the stuff I saw today. This, you know, I listen to it. You know, sometimes some of the stories she tells me, it's like I don't want to hear because it's, you know, it brings back memories of other stuff, especially when it has kids. You know, kids.
Right.
That shit messes you up, man.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, I think her first year actually on the job, they actually had to put someone down. You know, they actually someone attacked him, and they had to like shoot the guy and stuff. And you know, that was traumatic for her because she'd never done anything like that.
Right.
And that was like her first year on the job. So, you know, but being there, you know, you and I being there, you know how it is and stuff like that. So I was able to use some of those counseling techniques those counselors use on us. I said, well, so, you know, but she does a great job, man. The only thing is, I think that's probably one of the reasons I quit drinking mostly, man, you know, because when she became a police officer, you never know, you know, in the military, we get the call to go somewhere. We got at least 48 hours at the latest, at the most, at the earliest, we have 48 hours before we got wheels up or something like that.
Right.
Or months, usually months in advance. A police officer, once they put that rig on, strap that gun on, they go out. That's it. You know, that's combat every day for them, man.
Yeah, let's go right there. Let's go right there.
I just gotta make sure that I'm always around just in case because you know there was another time it was late at night. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and she wasn't home yet, so I was getting kind of worried. And I get this phone call from her. Said, "I'm okay. I'm in the hospital." I said, "The hospital? What the heck happened? You're in the hospital?" That pulled over a drunk guy for driving, and another drunk guy came, hit the police cruiser, and it slammed into them. I said, "What the heck?" Then they see the flashing light. They said, "Nah, he was even more drunk than the first guy."
Boy, these jokers. Hey, do you miss the military any?
Bro, let me tell you. Sometimes, well, a lot of times actually, man, you miss the camaraderie.
Right.
The camaraderie, man. I miss you guys, man. I miss you, Sid, Jesse, Steak, all those dudes, man. You know, Underwood, shit. I ain't seen Underwood in a while, man. But yeah, you miss the camaraderie you have with all these guys.
Right.
Being in the military, you know, you got to get up at a certain time. You got to be at work at a certain time. You get lunch at a certain time. And then you get home at a certain time. Unless something happens, you're home at a certain time and it's planned. You plan for it, right? Everything's regimented.
Right.
When you got a civilian world, it's on you, bro. You know,
you
get up. No one's calling you. Hey, why are you on formation? Why aren't you at work? Or, hey, are you okay? No one cares. In the civilian world, nobody cares where you're at, man. Nobody. You don't come to work, they fire you and stuff. They don't.
They're not calling your phone.
Yeah, you don't have your squad toothbrush banging down your door saying, "Hey, you late for formation? Get up!" You know. There's a lot of things you miss from the military. A lot of things, man. But you know, it's all good though. Military was great. I mean, shoot, we're talking about that. I got a memory from one of my buddies from way back when, where we saw Desert Shield, Desert Storm provide comfort. That was 31 years ago, man.
Wow.
31 years ago, a couple weeks ago, and that was my first deployment. You know, Desert Storm was so for me, deployments was all I ever knew because you know I joined the Army. My unit was in Panama. So I went to my unit. There's no one there. They're all in Panama, right? So they're getting back from Panama. And then a few months later, we go to Saudi Arabia to go to Kuwait because Iraq invaded Kuwait during this Desert Shield stuff. So we had to stay there for Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and then another thing called Provide Comfort. We had to move up north to help the Kurdish refugees.
Yeah.
Because you know back then the Kurds weren't strong like they are. Well, like they aren't. You've been to Kurdistan, bro. You know those. They're a lot better off now than what they were back then.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So we had to give them blankets and help them get across the border. Well, we couldn't help them get across the border. It was up to them. But once they got across the border, we took care of them and stuff like that. We weren't allowed to go help them, but you know, it's a lot different now. So from my very first year in the military all the way to my last year in the military, I deployed, man. So it was all normal for me, bro.
Right.
And I got almost 8.5 years in combat zones. Wow. 8.5 years in combat zones, 6 rotations. comes out to about 8.5 years. You know, our rotations aren't like a year. They're like 14 to 16 months, you know?
Right.
I met up with some Air Force dudes. This is my third rotation this year. Your third rotation? How was it your third rotation? Oh, we come out here for 45 days and go back. But I keep volunteering to come back. Dude, that's like TDY maybe.
Right.
That ain't no rotation. That ain't no deployment.
As soon as you get off the plane, you got to get right back on it.
Heck yeah. And they say, I don't know what you're complaining about. You get home, you're home for 12 months. Nah, bro, it don't work like that. You get home, you go on leave for like 30 days maybe. And then you got field training exercise. You got a month at NTC, a month at JRTC. You got field program exercises in the middle of all that.
Right.
So out of all that time, you get maybe like 4 months at home maybe. And then on the exact 12th day of the month, the 12th month, you're on a plane going right back, man. Yeah. So they don't lie. Give you 12 months.
So that probably leads me to my next question. What were some of the fears you had transitioning out of the military, if any?
Bro. First of all, I was naive. I'm not gonna lie. I was a dumbass when I got in the Army, you know, because in the Army, you got it made, bro. You don't realize how good the Army is until you get out. One thing I could say, transitioning out, if I were to do it all over again, first off, when I go do my duty DD-214, Bronze Stars, MSMs, they're all cool and stuff like that, right? But once you get out of the Army, that ain't nothing.
Nothing.
So when you go, if I'd have known when I would go do my DD-214, I would have taken care of my awards like that. But first, all the military schools, all the schools that they gave me credit for from college credits, everything you got certified from, I'd have made sure I put those on my DD-214. Because, you know, when you go for an employer and they ask, well, what do you do? What have you done? I said, well, I've done this. Well, do you have any background? Oh, yeah, I was in the military. Do you have that? Oh, no, I didn't think to put that on my record or anything like that. But, you know, so one thing I would have done, I would have put my DD, I'd have updated my DD-214 with all my military schools, all the education I had like that. Because transitioning out I was too dumb when I transitioned out.
Right.
And, you know, I was one of the old school dumb guys that never went on sick call really, because, you know, unless like your legs hanging, you know, we get blown up and shake it off. You know, you guys were there with us and everything like that, man. You know,
I don't mean to cut you off, but it was a moment we had Sergeant Cabot. That day we got blown up and he told me to go to sick call. I went straight to my chew. And you know, I'm kind of paying for it now because of these headaches and I kind of daze off a little bit, but don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Hey man, TBI was nothing, you know, TBI is nothing to joke about. Everyone jokes about it, you know, we're all joking in the military. You know, when you come back from the deployment and you got to go to that booth and they said, did you see any dead bodies this deployment? Did you see any people die? Did you see, you know, it's funny, especially when I went with me, Martinez, and Jesse, you know, me, Martinez, and First Sergeant Rodriguez, stuff like that. We always, and Sid, that's the guy that I was local to. We go in there and me and Marty, you remember Staff Sergeant First Class, now Martinez?
Yeah.
That guy, we go through there and we thought it was, I guess to be macho, we thought it was a joke. Joke had played off, but nah, bro, that's not. Anyways, I thought all that stuff was a joke until I was having a lot of trouble. Once I got out of the military. There was you know, everyone realizes when you get out of the military how broken you really are. Yeah. When you start being around civilian people, around regular people, and you're not around the Army guys no more. I don't know how serious the TBI was until they showed me my brain scan, I guess it's called. You know, they could show your brain's lighting up over here. This part is like dead. There ain't nothing going on. There's or really, really minimal. And when they tell you that a 78-year-old Parkinson's person has more activity than you do, It's like, oh shit, that's serious. Right. So yeah, but no, transitioning out, you got to make sure, man. Well, hopefully, I don't know how things go for this generation, but you know, for us going out, IEDs, VBIDs, all that stuff was like a daily occasion every time we went on patrol. You know, you remember? Yeah. We go out there and if you didn't get in contact that day, it was a good day and stuff like that.
Especially Warhorse, the damn good day.
Yep, of course. Oh yeah, freaking Bakuba. No Bakuba. Yeah. Well, you know, we were talking about that. Me and Sid. Sid called me one time from he was in Las Vegas, right? Because, you know, said, you remember Parr? Well, yeah, you did a video with him a couple of days ago, a few
Yeah.
weeks ago. So yeah, he called me from Vegas one time, remembering that time that we had just got back from a mission, and they came banging on our shoes saying, "Hey, Ghost Rider guy, you gotta go pick up Ghost Rider." I said, "Ghost Rider? Oh shit!" So no one knows what's going on. They just know you guys were hit, right? Ghost Rider was hit. So we get in the vehicles like in 10 minutes, and we're waiting to go, and we're waiting for 2:15. 2:15 took forever. By the time we got to you and your lieutenant, all you guys were saying, "Man, we could have walked back in this." By the time you guys got out here,
we could have. He was out there for a while, bro.
Yeah, I remember it. We're all pissed off, and 2:15 dragging their feet, man. They didn't have no records, but things like that we laugh about. It's probably not funny, but people in the military make fun of stuff, and
Right.
that's what everyone says. They say, we got to go to everyone has a dark time that they go through when they get out of the military.
Right.
Also, I don't want to cut off your question or anything like that.
You good. You good. You good.
Yeah, bro. But transitioning out from the military, I wasn't scared. I was just too dumb. I was naive. I was dumb. I didn't know what I didn't know. I don't know how important those appointments were. You used to work. I just got back from deployment. I'm used to working. Unless you got to go to this meeting, is it mandatory? Well, that's not mandatory. Well, I ain't going then. But those are the important ones. Teach you how to do an interview. They teach you how to talk to regular people. They teach you how to stop using military acronyms. They teach you a lot of stuff. When I first got out, I went to an interview because I wanted to be a police officer and stuff like that. But then I got in a motorcycle crash and got broken. So I was on path to be a police officer like that as well. But then after I got healed up, I couldn't walk for like 7 months. I was like in a wheelchair and stuff like that.
Wow.
But thank God and everything. The military prepared me for the perseverance. And seeing guys missing their legs, missing their arms, I was just broken. Them dudes were missing limbs. My legs were I was just broken. There was no excuse for me not to get back on that horse and keep going and stuff like that.
Man.
So I went to an interview at the John Deere place up there in Waco.
Yeah.
There's a John Deere place up there, and they're asking me these questions, and I was talking to them, telling them about all this stuff, and they said, "Well, here we value safety. Why is safety important to you?" I said, "Oh, safety. Let me tell you what. You ever roll over in a vehicle with ammo cans not strapped down? You know all about safety. Safety briefings and why you got to strap stuff down and pay attention to load plans." And because she was trying to tell me, "Well, when we load our containers, you got to load the system with this." I was listening to her. I said, "Oh," I didn't tell her, but I said, "We got tons of practice loading and unloading connexes, man. Loading and unloading connexes. We've done that like 10 times for just one connex, one deployment. Yeah. You got to load all of that connex, and then you got to safety brief. People are dumb. They climb up on a tank, not using 3 points of contact.
Right.
Fall off, bust their noggin in the mortar pool, man. Can't even lie." I said, "Oh, it's shrapnel from a grenade that went off." No, they can't even lie about that. Dumbass, you were jacking around on the tank. You fell off and slipped off of it. And
with no Kevlar on.
No Kevlar, yeah. So yeah, but yeah.
Once out, did you find it hard for you to adjust to civilian life?
I joined the Army when I was 17, bro.
Right.
I was 17 when I joined the Army. I joined the Army. That's when Ronald Reagan was president. That's a long time ago, bro. Yeah. And the Berlin Wall fell when I was there in AIT, basic training AIT around there. The Berlin Wall fell. So we knew all that stuff right there. Anyways, all I knew was a fast-paced tempo in my whole military career. That's all I knew was what. And then I had people tell my squad leaders when I first got to my first unit. My squad leaders were veterans of Vietnam, man. Staff Sergeant Zuna, Staff Sergeant Plomoff, Staff Sergeant Quistor. They were all Vietnam veterans, man. That's why I was probably the way I was in the military and stuff like that, because of the mentors. Your mentors. That's why I'm glad for you, man. You're a good mentor and shit like that. You do a lot of stuff for people, and you do good stuff like that.
I try.
But my mentors are what groomed me to do what I did in the military and stuff like that. So when you come out of the military and all that stuff just stops, your phone stops ringing. Usually, if you wake up with the alarm clock, that's a good night's sleep. But when you're a platoon sergeant, first sergeant, stuff like that, even a squad leader, and that phone rings at 4:30 in the morning, it's like, what happened now, man? It's like you hate those things. When you come to the civilian world, your phone don't ring no more, man. And when it does, it's a telemarketer.
Right.
And then they don't want to talk to you and stuff like that. But transitioning to civilian life was a lot different. It's because you slow down. And I realized that you always hear these stories about people when they retire, they have a heart attack or they die. They don't know what to do because you go from 100 miles an hour to like nothing. We got formation, we got to do weapons maintenance, we got to go to range, we got to get ready for deployment. In the civilian world, I think I'm going to get up and have a cup of coffee. I might work out. Maybe I'll go for a walk or something like that,
Right.
Or maybe I'll look for a job. When you first get out, maybe I'll look for a job or something like that. But there's the first couple months, you enjoy it because it's like a vacation, free leave. It's like you're out of the military now. But then starts setting into routine. And you start noticing people. You notice people. Well, before, I notice people. I notice when you come off from work, when you come off base, you go to HEB or Walmart, pick something up for dinner, something in the store. Right. You got your AC news on and you go about your business. You don't really pay attention to people. But now when I got time, I go to the store and I notice people. It's like everyone complains, oh, they don't have no cereal. They don't have my cereal, especially with all this COVID stuff going on, right? They don't have my brand of dog food. They don't have my brand of bread. I'm saying, man, look how spoiled these people are, complaining about not having their type of bread or their type of dog food. When I've been to countries where people don't have no bread, and a dog runs down the street, they're gonna gack that dog, and they're gonna,
right.
So it's like I see how civilians and I see how American civilians are. They should be grateful for everything. I mean, we got hundreds of here. We're in Central Texas and stuff like that. But my son lives down in the. Oh, excuse me about that. Sorry about that, bro.
You good?
Yeah, but my son lives down in South Texas, and they have down on the border problem down there. They live down in Edinburgh, Texas.
Right.
And we got hundreds of thousands of people crossing the border trying to come to America to leave countries where they're not good. People are saying America ain't that great. If you have hundreds of thousands of people every month risking their lives to come to this country, when you got the world looking, why ain't America helping out? Why ain't America helping out Ukraine? Why everyone thinks America has to do everything, and Americans it's not this, but America is the country. We've been around the world. We've been to, like I said, I've been to 6 of the 7 continents. If they ever let you drill for oil in Antarctica, we'd have probably gone there too.
Right.
But all around the world. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I said to somebody last week, it's a lot of people in a lot of other countries rather live on the streets in America than their own house in their own country.
Exactly, bro.
We just don't know how good we got it. We complain about the water coming out of the spigot, and they don't even have water coming out of, they got to walk a bucket to a pond.
The pond.
Yeah.
The same one that they're washing their feet in, and their dogs, their goats are drinking from, and everything like that. And
right.
That's what I tell them. But here in America, we're spoiled, bro. Which is great. It's a great problem to have. It's just, I just wish Americans wouldn't take everything for granted,
Yeah.
Not everything is easy. Everything you have is not free. It's bought and paid for by somebody.
Right.
Somebody bought and paid for it. I know. I've been blessed. My grandfather, my tata, he was a World War II veteran, and he was a prisoner of war in Japan for 3.5 years.
Wow.
He did the Bataan Death March, So he was a prisoner in the Philippines for 3.5 years, and he lived through that. So after living through that, that's why from the day one in the military, from basic training all the way through my last deployments, I knew anything I went through was nothing. And my grandpa, I call him Tata, my Tata could get to that stuff. 3.5 years as a prisoner of war with no food, very little water, very little food. I mean, he came out weighing like 87 pounds from that concentration, from that prison camp, man.
Wow.
If he could go through all that stuff in his military career, my military career was cake, man. And of course, my stepdad, I call him, he's my dad. He's the one that raised me, Biological fathers are a dime a dozen, I guess, if they don't stick around and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that, but my stepdad, he's the one that raised me. He stepped up, married him and my mom never got married, but he took me and my brother and sisters in. like we're his own, and he raised us.
Right.
He's the one taught me how a man's supposed to treat a woman and stuff like that. And he was a Korean War. My biological father and my uncles were all Vietnam veterans and stuff like that. My brother was in the Air Force, and I was in the Army. My cousin, he was a jarhead, poor crayon eating bastard, but that's okay though. He did good though. Now he's a firefighter, so it's okay. So you know.
Wow.
But yeah, so I've been lucky to have all our. I've been lucky to be surrounded by a lot of strong people. So whenever civilians I think we're too spoiled. I thank God that we live in a country where we're able to do the stuff. You know,
Right.
we're able to do things. You're able to get your choice of bread. You're able to turn on the water faucet and say, I don't want this. I want purified water. I want clean water or whatever. Like you said, man, you know?
Yeah. You know,
it's a good problem to have.
We were placed in a position for people to live safe. So we dealt with certain things that a lot of people in America won't sit back and deal with because we put our hand up. I put my hand up in the time of war and people thought I was crazy, but you know, I wanted to serve. Hey, do you think the military gave you the tools to be motivated even when things didn't seem favorable?
The military, like I joined them when I was 17, bro. You know, that was the military taught me everything. All right, let me tell you the way I joined the military. Okay. You know, you're in high school, the recruiters always come to school. Hey, you want to join the military? No. Anyways, me and my wife, my girlfriend at the time had gotten pregnant. We were like 17 years old, 16 years old. Walking through the mall, and the recruiter saw me. He had talked to me before. He said, hey, you know, you join the Army, they'll pay for that. They'll pay for what? They'll pay your medical bills. What? The Army will pay my hospital bills? They said, yeah. So I said, hey, I talked to him and he wasn't joking. I said, hey, I signed up, you know? So, you know, I got my GED. I graduated high school early because in New Mexico, they have this thing called the New Mexico competency exam. If you pass that, you get a diploma. And anyway, I don't know what happened, but I got my diploma when my class graduated. Instead of getting a GED, I got a high school diploma, which is cool. Right. So I joined the Army. But the Army taught me how to take care of other people. I mean, growing up, I was still a kid basically when I joined the Army because I had my uncles, my grandma, my tata, my stepdad. I had my aunts. They all took care of me, man. You know, I was the oldest grandson, so I was basically the youngest child. That's how close we were in age. I was the oldest grandkid, so I was the youngest child, so they all took care of me. When I joined the military, the Army taught me how to stand on my own, basically. They gave me a wide assortment of tools to deal with pressure, deal with discipline, deal with adversity, how to overcome adversity. The world ain't unicorns and rainbows like they say, man. You know, it's like the world is rough out there. And like John Wayne says, the world is rough. It's harder if you're stupid, you know? So, but the military teaches you how to learn from your mistakes because unfortunately, mistakes in the military get people killed.
Right. That's
the hard thing. If you mess up in the military, someone gets killed. If you get a Bronze Star with the V device, someone got hurt, something happened, that shit went wrong. You know, that's why your first award in the military is like you're all sending pictures of it to everybody. You know, you send pictures of it to everybody. You're all proud of it. I have a room here in my house where I got all those awards, certificates. They're all in there. You know, they're just memories, bro.
Right.
You know, there's memories of when you see every medal you have, you see what you get it for, and you remember the ones that didn't come home with you, man.
Yeah.
You know, but the military taught me how to deal with loss, how to deal with gain, how to teach you how to strive to be better. That's another thing that separates military from my opinion. From my opinion, this separates military from civilians. A military person always striving to be better, trying to do good, you do better not for yourself, but for your brother, for your sister, because you don't want to let them down, you know, because if oh shit, Parker's doing this or Hayden's doing this, man, I got to step on my game. I got to take college courses. I gotta do combat life series. I got to go to combatives level. If Carter's doing level 2 combat, I got to go level 3 combat. I got to let him beat me and stuff like that, you know?
Right.
So, you know, there's always that thing. In the civilian world, they come to work, they clock in, and it's the minimum, man. You know, there's no one really striving. And then the ones that are striving, they get penalized by being taxed out the yin yang for making more money than everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's no comparison between the military and civilian life. You can't really explain to someone unless they actually live it.
Right.
We could sit here and talk to her blue in her face about the differences between military and civilian, but unless they've strapped on their boots, put on that rucksack, left the wire, and did the do, you know, they're not going to understand, bro. Unless they sat there on the flight line when a Black Hawk comes in and they're carrying a plastic body bag onto that chopper, you know, they don't understand. They're saying, well, didn't you have ceremonies for your soldiers down there? Yeah, you did, but you have a quick little one down there and everyone gets hurt. But when you come back, it's when you got time to celebrate their lives, man. Right. You don't mourn them, you celebrate their lives. Like old-fashioned Vikings, man. You know, you celebrate their lives. You don't mourn for them, you celebrate. And now, that's my fear now, you know. Being a civilian now, not being around anybody, being around normal, regular people. In the military, I'm not a Marine, so I'm not going to die for my country. You know, I'm not like one of them guys. But I'm just saying, there's honor in the way you live. There's honor in the life you live. Like being a police officer, being a firefighter. There's honor in your life. Being a paramedic, a doctor, what you do helps other people. You know, as long as what you do in life helps other people and makes them better,
right,
you're doing a good job. And the most important thing, like I tell everybody, once you get to here, don't keep going. Stop, turn around, stick your hand down, and drag someone up. Oh, drag someone else up there with you. No, don't leave them behind, man, because that happens all too often. That once someone gets a little bit of taste of success, they forget where they come from. They forget the people they were with.
Yes.
And you can't. No, that's not the way we are, man. It's not the way we are. We have to. You don't leave no one on the battlefield, bro. No. Same with life, man. Hey, don't leave no one behind.
Last question. Do you have any advice for the people out there transitioning out of the military?
Advice? Yeah, like I said, the important thing is make sure you save at least about 3 months money, 3 months bills, or a 3-month safety net when you get out of the military. Everyone says, I don't get out of the military, I'm gonna make this much money, I'm gonna make. Nah, bro. When they figure out how much money they make in the military, including their BAH, separate rats, the benefits you get, $700 a month to pay for civilian medical insurance, as opposed to having it free in the military. So it gets expensive. So like I said, when you get out of the military, make sure you have a safety and have some money put aside. Second thing is, like I said, when you go to transition out, take all those classes. They're going to give you an opportunity to take a bunch of classes. Take those classes. Don't waste your time. There's going to be plenty of time to mess around after you're out of the military. Take your classes and learn from other people's mistakes, man. You know, it's like a 3-4 hour long class where they teach you how to do interviews. That's an important class, because I'm telling you, if you're dumb like me, go to an interview straight out of the military thinking I got everything, the questions they throw at you are completely from left field. It's something I would have never thought about. Like your coworker, you see your coworker Jane clocking in for your coworker Bob. What do you do?
That's big.
I don't know. You know, you don't think about
we were always taught to cover down. Like, so,
yeah, it's like,
so you know, that's like, man.
Like, he's been here the whole day. You know, he's probably in the bathroom right now. It's like,
right.
You know, a civilian one, it's like, I don't know. So either way, like I said, save some money when you get out, because there's gonna be expenses, especially if you plan on moving out of state or moving from somewhere. Your first month's rent, last month. I'm not telling no one anything they don't know. It's just be prepared for it. You think you're prepared, but be prepared. Make sure you get all your, like I said earlier, make sure you get all your military education classes on your DD-214, or save your certificate somewhere, because when you come to work for a civilian company, if you have this, believe me, those classes in the military, $1,500, $200, $3,000 classes are paying for you to go to. If you got these certificates and ratings, they don't got to pay for that. The civilian company don't got to pay for that. You've got it. You're good. You're good. Security clearances. If you have security clearance, make sure you update it before you get out of the military, because it's good for, I think, like 5 years. If you have a top secret or secret clearance, companies out there, especially for these guys that want to be contractors and stuff like that, Security clearances are very important because a civilian coming to pay $30,000-$40,000 for a background investigation. And if you have it in the military, that's a bonus for you. You got that. Keep a list of your contacts of your, nobody likes to say you're a brown noser or a cheese dick or anything like that, but you have a, keep your sergeant major's phone number, your battalion commander's phone number, your brigade commander's phone number. Because when they ask for interviews, when you go to an interview, they ask for references. You want them to call your platoon sergeant, your first sergeant, your sergeant major, whatever. If you're good with these people, if they know you, just go ahead and keep their numbers, keep the numbers of your friends and their families, stuff like that. Because when you got the military, believe it or not, these guys you can't stand seeing every day. You're gonna miss the shit out of them, man. You're gonna miss them a bunch.
Yeah.
So you can go like, I haven't seen you in forever, man. I mean, I see you on all the stuff you're doing, and I'm happy for that. But I haven't hugged you, man. It's like I haven't seen you in years, man. So it's like, dang. So yeah, but you know how it is. But
Yeah.
stuff like that. And another thing, medical. Get everything. Don't be afraid to be labeled weak or a profile writer or whatever. If you're broke, do it. Don't wait till you get out of the military. Do it from like day one all the way through. Don't be a malinger, but at the same time, you know the difference if you're injured, if you got a constant pain, go through and get that annotated on your record, because when you get out of the military, if it's not on your military records, it never existed, man. It doesn't count. It's not military service related.
Yeah.
So,
man, I thank you, man, big time for sharing part of your heart and some of your story and a lot of your time for doing this, because transitioning is a heavy part of veterans' life. Not only veterans, like civilians, you can take a lot of these things in because you guys you go into a job, you come in, you go in, then you retire. We're transitioning out of something every day. No matter what we do, we walk out of the house, we get in that car, something's going to happen that's going to change our thought process, which will make us do something different. Hey, man, let's talk. We appreciate the Sergeant First Class for stepping in front of the formation on this day, man. Who's up next for formation, man? Hey, later.